So someone asked me about the XBEV, okay? So, I mean, it's an IPO, like the hottest sector, China EVs. We've also seen what NIO has done. And also LI broke out last week and has been going straight up. And now we had this XBEV broke out yesterday out of this IPO flag. You know, these things, IPO breakouts can be super powerful, especially when it's a hot sector. It was too fast. Ari, another solar name, recent IPO. The problem is it reports tonight. That's the problem. I would be buying this thing. It's a thin name. I would be I would buy a small position, but you know, this thing could be down 30% on earnings. I don't know. So it's a pass for me. Avoid net. Well, I don't know where your entry is, but if you bought it yesterday, you know, I wouldn't be holding this thing. But if you bought it like earlier, like, you know, somewhere here, 40s, you know, then you can hold it overnight. Yeah, JKS is another solar stock that's going. Oh, yeah. Yep. I bought SPWR and Ym8. Those are the ones I bought. Man, these things look so explosive. Holy shit. Oh man, Melee is coming back. It doesn't have a lot of volume though, but... So it's not really like an episodic pivot like it was down here when it had big volume. This was an episodic pivot, right? It was the start of a big move. Tesla entry was 2 days ago. That was, you know, I don't see an entry here right now. It's, yeah, I don't know. Upwork. Yeah, it's an episodic pivot. The average volume for this thing is what? 1.8 million, 1.6 million. And this thing traded 1.5 million shares the first 5 minutes, okay? And it traded what? 300,000 the first minute. That's an episodic pivot. That's the sign. It traded what? 20% of its average daily volume in the first minute. That's a big deal. You got TTD due days ago. Should I hold into earnings? I would probably maybe settle down a little bit. But it's kind of, if you got it 2 days ago, you're up like 10% on it. 10-15% on it. So it's a decent, so you have some decent profit cash in. I would sell at least a third, maybe a third or so, and hold the rest. Apple breaking out today. It's breaking out of a little bit of a range, but better entry would have been yesterday, obviously. Yeah, like JD, super annoying stuff. I got stopped out 3 times on it, or twice. I bought it here, got stopped out the day after. I bought it here, got stopped out the day after. And meanwhile, it kept building a bullish, this bullish pattern. And third time was the charm. And now it looks great. Last time we traded, it was down here when it broke out on earnings. Made a really nice move. Like 35% in just 2 weeks or so. Palantir 1170, huge resistance. There's no resistance here. It's just a random spot. Where's the resistance? It's hitting all-time highs, like just a random spot. CSIQ, another solar, bounced off the undercut the 50-day yesterday, and now it's breaking out of this range here. Another, you know, this is a very bullish chart. A lot of solars are looking so good. Ym8, SPWR, CSIQ, SPW, DQ is a China solar related stock. Ari is one. Oh my, what? Last time I looked at it, this was like at 38.50. Oh my god. Oh, that's the problem. It reports after hours. That's the problem. That's, oh man, this thing could go to 100. But again, that stupid report is after hours. Exos, yeah, it's maybe later. This is the one I bought opening range highs on earnings, but I only got filled on 1/10 of my position. So I sold it before the close. And now it's flagging. I think it needs at least a few more days. CSIQ, I already talked about that. Opening range highs would have been the, or when it broke out of this range here, you know, 30, mid 38s maybe, low mid 38s. That was the entry on it. LI had a big fade yesterday intraday, and now it looks like it's fading again after the gap up and push. But this thing was extended too. This thing is up 60% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 sessions or so. NIO, yeah, maybe. I'd like to see this thing. I want the 10-day moving average to start acting as resistance. Like I'm not gonna try to bottom or top tick this one. It's still showing relative strength compared to the other China names. So unless it starts showing some backside where the 10 EMA on the 60-minute chart starts acting as resistance, that would be, or if it breaks a long range to the downside. Right now I'm not gonna touch it, but yeah, I am watching this thing. Like I think this thing, once it starts fading, could very easily fade 25, 30, 40%. Like very easy. It could very easily go back to the 50-day. I want to be there. I want to be there with like 100, 150,000 shares. Oh, good thing I didn't buy Meili. Looks like it's going down again. The volume isn't great. Like what you want to, if on these earnings gappers, you want to see big volume. Like you want the stock to reach its average daily volume in the first like 5, 10, 15 minutes or so. The faster the better. Those are the best ones usually. Look at what happened to Snapchat. Like look at this thing. It traded like 10 times its average daily volume on the earnings day. It hit its average daily volume in like probably the first 5-10 minutes, if not faster. Same thing with Pinterest. Oh, never mind. Pinterest faded. Well, sometimes they fade. So, but this one was also kind of extended. But the better example would be back here. You know, look at this thing. It traded 10 times its average daily volume during the day. So that's what you want to see. Big volume. And that's why I bought like Roku last year. Was an insane trade. Twice on earnings. I remember buying it here on this earnings day here. Look at what it did. It traded 5-6 times average daily volume. And then it had another earnings report. This one wasn't as violent. I don't remember if I added to it. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I did buy it. And yeah, you want to see big volume. Yeah, Tupperware as well. Exactly right here. Big volume, and this last earnings too. Big volume. That's what you want to see. And you can trade these things so many ways. You can day trade them. You can swing trade them. You can position trade them. Like earnings season is really such a big opportunity. Like the opening range highs on the earnings gappers, it's on the ones that have big beats, big growth, big volume. Those are the best. What I think about Palantir, well, the entry was a couple of weeks ago when it broke out here. I mean, I guess there was a secondary breakout here today when it broke out of this little flag around the $11 area, but it's too late now. But this thing could easily go to like 15 or something. Upwork is it's okay. Where is it? Here. It's okay. Yeah, it's too thin for me, but it's way too thin for me. Like I can't trade it. Like I'd have to buy 100,000 shares of this thing. That's like 5% of the average daily volume. Like I can't trade this thing. Yeah, Meili had a breakout yesterday, but today it's reporting earnings. So, damn, I missed the Ym8. I can't believe it. I was focusing on the wrong things, like Mercado Libre, which I took a loss on. All right, let's see what we get here. I'm also watching silver and some of the gold ETFs. They're also looking really good here. Like a lot of these IPOs are super strong, like Palantir, Snow is setting up. It tried to break out yesterday, it couldn't. And also XBEV, obviously, LI. So many strong things overall. It's incredible. Isn't this chasing? Where's the chasing? SLV is just coming out of a long base. GDX coming out of a long base, which is why I bought Nugget. SPWR breaking out of a base. Ym8 breaking out of a flag. I mean, where's the chasing? I don't see any chasing here. I just wish I had gotten a little bit better entries on Ym8 and SPWR. I was watching MELI and the metals out of the gate. I should have been watching the solars. Yeah, Beely is weak out of the China names. It's the weakest one. Sohu is a random piece of shit stock. But then, yeah, JD looks great. PDD looks great. NIO could be a potential short setup, but I wouldn't. Nah, it's still. Nah, I don't see anything here. But I am gonna watch NIO going forward. If it starts either goes parabolic or if it starts showing some backside, this thing could be a very good. Like this thing could easily go down 20-30% once it finally starts pulling back. Sucker's gap, yeah. Is this a sucker's gap or is it the start of a new bull leg? I don't know. To be determined. I mean, the indices look good. We're gapping up over these over this range here, and I don't know. Or are we gonna fade back into range? L Pro. Nah. It's just a random stock. The entry was, you know, potentially yesterday. Oh, TAN. Yeah, speaking of TAN, yeah, the solar ETF. Yeah, it's gapping down on a probable Biden win. Well, Tesla already broke out yesterday, kinda ish. I mean, it's a hard setup, tough setup. It would be nice if it pulled back a little bit and went sideways for a few days and then launched. That would be much better. Like I hate gap up opens like these. They're so tough. Like these types of opens, especially when there's a big like a catalyst. Yeah, NIO. Oh man, I want this thing to go to 50 or so. You know, in a straight line. This could be a multi-million-dollar short. It's a relatively high-priced, ultra-liquid stock. Okay, I got stopped out of TQQ. So this one took out opening range lows. Took a small loss in it. I'm not predicting the bottom. This is not predicting the bottom. The markets are trying to break out of a range. Look at this, QQQ. We gapped out of this range. This is not predicting a bottom. We're not predicting anything. We are reacting to market action. This is not at all predicting anything. Oh, okay, JD is probably gonna stop me out too. Oh well. Thank God for tight stops, right? Tupperware looks bad. Just an orderly pullback. BE, what about BE? It's in a big downtrend. It got rejected on the declining 10-day. Let's see. Yeah, all the fuel cell stocks are down today. Yeah, Plug too. Wow, but Plug looked so strong yesterday. And now they're straight down. OMI, it's a mask stock. I mean, look, yeah, it's kind of setting up. It's holding up strong. You know, if it can tighten up a little bit and break out, could be a good setup. Oh, looks like I got stopped out of LAC. Oh. Again, it was like 1% of my total equity, so I really don't give a shit about this one, but boom. Chumia is holding up. JD is hanging by a thread, probably gonna stop me. Beely is strong. This is holding up. SC is holding up. Those are the positions I bought. JD, Beely, SC, all China stocks or Asian stocks. Zoom is fading out of the gate. Peloton is fading. What's Amazon doing? Amazon I covered yesterday before they close. Oh, that was a great call, I guess. Like you never hold into events. Like it doesn't matter if it's earnings or some kind of macro event like this, if you don't have a lot of profit cushion. Like all the stocks I held were ones that I already had a lot of profit cushion. So even if they would gap against me, I would still be up on them. And this is the reason why I didn't hold Amazon, because it was only, it was very close to my entry. And now look at what it did. Now we could have gotten a big gap down, obviously, and then I would have sat there and, maybe I shouldn't have covered, but it was the right thing to do no matter what. Okay, I just bought 50,000 shares of XBEV. I don't know, this thing looks like it could double. There's something about it, like the whole sector, the China EVs, they're just going crazy. And this one is just breaking out of a kind of sloppy IPO base, but it's a tight stop, like 40-cent stop, or 50, sorry, 60 actually. So we'll see. BYDDY. Yeah, bid company. Yeah, but this is thin OTC. How do you trade this thing? I can't trade this thing, and it's already gone, straight up. There's no setup here. Okay, JD looks like it's reclaiming here. I have 50,000 shares. I may add more if it takes out highs of the day. XBEV almost stops me out right now, but looks like it's reclaiming here. But look at JD. Look at Beely. Look at SC. These Asia stocks, doing really well. They could go on multi-month runs. They're all breaking out of nice flags. Geo, yeah, Geo was another one of these prison stocks. There were others. I just don't remember them. Is NIO? Like, for example, NIO, like, unfortunately, I didn't. I bought it here, but I should have added, because it gapped up over this high tide flag. Look at the volume, gap up volume, and look at the move it made since. This is an episodic pivot coming from strength. KWeb, yeah, it's a shot. Yeah, wow, look at this thing, is breaking out of a beautiful flag. Wow, this is a five-star setup. Unfortunately, it's super slow, ADR 1.7. It's just a very slow ETF. But yeah, like stuff like JD, Beely, these things are probably in the ETF. Celsius, yeah, Celsius is good. Yeah, it looks good. It's just not on the weekly chart. It looks pretty good. It's a little bit sloppy on the daily, but it could work. One of these days, like we tried to break out so many times. One of these days, it's gonna go. It's gonna be at 40. VIX, VIX is going down. But those are my thoughts on it. Is Doyu? Consistently, it's the Chinese stocks that looking good. Tencent is really strong. Baba was strong until yesterday. It was at a nice flag going on for it until the Shanghai Stock Exchange suspended the Ant Group IPO. Kind of ruined the party, I guess. Doyu and Huya, weren't they gonna merge? Because Tencent owns a sizable position in both of them, so they're just gonna merge it. Because right now they're just competing with each other. They're like the Twitch of China, both of them. Yalla? China? This is not a China stock, right? Wow, Google. Wait, Google is about to hit all-time highs? Wow, that's this is bullish for the market. Facebook is about to take out a decent range. Microsoft, look at many of these stocks that had big gap ups this year, like something at Fastly that we bought, right? Had a big scary gap up, right? It even sold off at first, and then it took out highs of the day, and look at the move it made, right? Went up hundreds and hundreds of percent in a few months. Livongo, it's not. Oh yeah, Livongo is now delisted, but Livongo is another episodic pivot I bought early April. Went up like 200%. Tupperware, right? Look at this big gap up. Look at this thing. Now it did undercut the lows of the gap up day, unfortunately, but look at the move. This is the basic principle of episodic pivots. Preferably you want a stock that has been going down or sideways for many months or even years. But sometimes also episodic pivot from strength can work really good. Snapchat, yeah, I mean, to me it hasn't gone. I think the 20-day needs to catch up. I wouldn't buy it here, and I mean, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I mean, look, it could go straight up, but your entry really on this thing was the opening range highs on the episodic pivot day. Okay, but I kind of, yeah, I dropped the ball on this. TQQ, oh, because I forgot to add, thanks guys. Because I had it opening range highs, then I got stopped out, then I removed it from my positions box, and then I forgot to re-add, but now it's here. Thanks for being awake, guys. What about Doku? Well, the entry again was opening range highs, but this wasn't a good setup coming into it. Like, it was inside of the range when it triggered. It's a tough setup. Like this, don't get me wrong, if the market keeps going, this is gonna go to 300 this month, 350 this year, probably. But yeah, it was a tough setup, that's the problem. That's why I focus on stuff like JD, that these easy setups, like these easy range breaks. Like Beely, also easier range break. SC, like, easy range break. And what more, XBEV, also an easy range break. I'm very close stopping, or not stopping out of, but just, sizing down on Peloton. It's been building higher lows coming into this, and now it's kind of, strong with everything else. Trill, yeah, it's up too much now, but yeah, I mean, it was a nice momentum stock before and built higher lows into this, and yeah, it's not not a super clean setup, but absolutely good work. But the entry was opening range highs. It's way too late now.